Hello everyone and welcome back to the Last Bites channel. Today we're gonna have a quick recap of on vampires and dark culture rework from the dev stream. So let's start with vampires. I prepared this image to showcase unique skills and abilities vampires brings to the table. On the left side you will see a unique vampire tree, and on the right side unique signature skills that are unique only for elder vampires. Only our ruler can be an elder vampire. So let's start with the unique vampire tree. Unique vampire tree splits in two ways. First one is melee bite and other one is range bite. Melee bite has base 30 damage, range bite has base 20 damage. Both of them has cooldowns with 3 turns. As you can see, melee bite has 3 attacks: melee, blood drain, single shot, and range bite has many attacks: blood drain, magic, physical range, single shot. So it means range bite will scale with more attacks than melee one. So melee bite goes into left side staggering bite, which allows to remove defense mode and retaliation attacks on a target, but it doesn't work against charge resistance targets. One more way on the left side, we go with stun and drain. 60% chance to inflict stun for 1 turn. Then goes draining charm. Chance to inflict mind controlled instead of stun. It was again 60%. And the last pinnacle of this branch is mesmerizing drain. Blood drain will inflict dominated instead of mind control. Dominated, it's the same, but it will last until the end of combat, and I believe here it was 90% when they showcased it. On the other hand, range bite has its own branch again. By default, it has a range of 3. We can increase it to range of 5 with 1 skill point. On the right side of a tree, we get a Drain Familiar ability. This ability deals 20 unblockable damage to a friendly target, but you get you heal from it and you get strengthened. So it means your vampire can heal from your own units. This ability can be increased from 2 to 3 strength, and Deep Bond allows us to apply 3 regeneration on a target that we bite. And heal increases from 20 to 30. Next ability goes Sanguine Extraction. Your Blood Drain ability ignores defense and resistance. Blood Drain abilities, it's Vampiric Bite and Siphon Blood. So it works for both range and melee ones. So it will ignore all the defenses and resistances against targets that are bleeding or have blood parasites on them. Then goes Mist Away ability, is basically an improved version of Sleep Away, but instead of 15 temporary hit points, we will regenerate to 20 temporary hit points. And the pinnacle of this tree is Vampiric Flight ability, which grants us flying, fast movement on combat and tactical map, and 20% evasion against physical, range, and magic attacks. As well, we got the confirmations that elder vampires do not get any race transformations, and they function like giants or eldritch or dragons, so no transformation works on them. And they explained it why. Because elder vampires get their unique signature skills ability, and they are pretty strong. So we only saw unique abilities for level 4, but as we know, on level 8, vampires get 6 more abilities. On level 12, vampires get 6 more abilities. And on level 16, vampires get 3 more abilities plus 1. So 3 new abilities, or they can choose to improve the ability from level 12. This is what this plus 1 means. So on level 4, we have 4 choices. A Night Swarm, Henomancer, Dreadful, and Desecrator. They're kinda cool, pretty strong. What I noticed, all of them, and only Dark Sacrament, all of them are free. Dark Sacrament is basically free, but leaves 1 point to you to use. So they're free abilities with 2 turns cooldown. This one has 1 turn cooldown, and they do some actions, which is cool. Again, they're free. Bad Swarm allows to deal damage to adjacent enemies for free each 2 turns. Blood Empowerment allows us to deal damage to ourselves, 10% of our maximum hit points, but the next attack will be dealing 50% more damage. This is pretty strong ability. Dread, target enemy unit gains 2 Torment. It's a new status effect. Torment now counters Grace. And what Torment does, when the enemy unit uses an ability or any action, it takes 8 force damage, loses morale, and loses 1 stack of it. So you can stack 5 Torment on a target, and if target has 3 actions and does 5 actions per turn, it will basically suffers 40 force damage, as the damage should be unblockable, and lose a lot of morale. As well, it applies status invulnerability, and target loses morale as well. And we get a passive Tyrant. Attack causes 4 morale loss on target. And last one is Desecrator. We target a corpse, it explodes into hex radius from it and sustains damage. Damage is quite high, 15. It has tech, magic, and debuff, so it will scale pretty well. As well, we get a passive Undead Servants that allow us to have a zombie. So if we pick Warlock and we pick Desecrator on our Vampire, we can start with 3 zombies at the beginning of a fight, so which is pretty cool. As I mentioned, Elder Vampires don't get any transformations, but Taunt Vampires will get transformations, and we will look at them a bit later. So last thing here left is Elder Vampire Governor. Each population grants 1 food, 1 draft, and 1 knowledge on level 1. Then acquiring new population and trials require 20% less food. Requiring trials from cities is a vampire's specific ability. With food, we get more trials. With more food, we get more trials. So food becomes kinda important for vampires, finally. Mines grants +2 Imperium, pretty strong one. Mines is definitely the weakest SPI in the game, but now they grant 2 Imperiums for vampires, which is pretty good. And units cost a bit of less resources. Moving on to Taunt Vampires. So, as I mentioned, Elder Vampires do not gain any transformations, but Taunt Vampires will get transformation. In our case, on screenshot, we have 1 major transformation, Gift of the Old Blood, and few minor transformations, Joy Siphoners and Painbound. So what Taunt Vampire passive do? When we pick Elder Vampire and we hire a hero, it will transform into vampire automatically on hire. And what it does, first of all, this vampire will level up slower than a normal hero, because 20% of experience will go to our Elder Vampire. But on the other hand, we get passive. With higher level of Elder Vampire, we get more hit points and 1 resistances. In total, with level 16 Elder, we will get +20 hit points and +4 resistances, which is again pretty strong for hero-focused builds. At the same time, we're getting a rework of Dark Culture. We're getting 2 subcultures. It's Cult of Tyranny and Cult of Death. Cult of Tyranny, it's basically a reworked current dark culture, but the passive is changed a bit and basically buffed. It's called Exploit Vulnerability. So all units with all attacks, not just base, will inflict status vulnerability for 3 turns with 90% chance, and heal themselves for 10 hit points. Strong again. And we get extra effects from a culture. -1 Whispering Stone, basically similar to Reverse Culture, but Reverse Culture gets nothing in return, but this culture gets something in return. Instead of Whispering Stone, we will use a new mechanic. It's basically we capture hostages, we capture heroes from Free City or another faction, and with those hostages, we increase the relations with that culture. So, Devs mentioned 3 hostages, 3 captured heroes will equal 1 Whispering Stone. And at the same time, we can buy more Whispering Stones from Empire 3 and assign them to cultures as well. But in that case, you need to choose. You're gonna use hostages system against them, or you're gonna use Whispering Stones against them. They keep their Baneful Chorus a bit changed. So it has 90% chance to inflict 2 weakened and 90% chance to inflict 2 misfortune. So right now it's a curse that lowers output damage of target units. Dark Tyranny culture has a specific prison that allows you to move heroes into crypt, but at the same time, all your cities will get city stability income. it's a good interaction with city stability, but it kind of doesn't stack with Elder Vampire, because with Elder Vampire, instead of moving your heroes into crypt, you kind of want to eat them. And you want to keep them hostages to have a higher relation with free cities. So you will need to choose. You want to have higher relations, or you want to have higher level on heroes, and just fit those heroes, to your vampires. Both cultures get Darkforge SPI. Probably both cultures. We don't know much about Cult of Death, because devs on stream played Cult of Tyranny. So Darkforge SPI, it was a bit buffed. First of all, it's a mine, provides 10 gold and 5 production to adjust Query, Mine, or Forester. Query, Mine, Forester, you will have a few, so it's a good buff. Finally, Dark has a good SPI to use. They have a unique building collector. Probably this building only relates to Cult of Tyranny. Cult of Death will have something else. And the city gives us a lot of gold income, 20. It's a tier 1 building. And we get at the same time -5 stability. Cult of Death, on the other hand, it's other subculture. Units get power when friendly or hostile units are slain through Power from Death. Power from Death, when a unit dies, all units gain +1 morale blessing, and if the unit is struck the killing blow, it gets 1 more morale blessing. It works on friendly units and on enemy units, and it stacks up to 10 times. So, very strong on summon builds. We fit our summons, they die 10 times, we will get +50 hit points and +20 critical hit chance. In my opinion, it's a very strong passive. It's kind of similar to Aristocracy. It probably was made by the same dev as Aristocracy. Aristocracy gives +40 HP, which is to all units, which is a lot. This culture will give +50 XP hit points conditional. But I guess it's only will be given to normal units, excluding mythic units. It's gonna be enchantment like Cult of Tyranny has. Yeah, at the same time, we can sacrifice heroes with Cult of Death. We don't know how it works, but it will allow us to cast some rituals from that. Our third subculture that we had on a preview in the last stream kind of didn't make it to production. As you see, there was a tier 3 unit with fists. By the way, Cult of Tyranny has a tier 3 unit Knight, and Cult of Death has a tier 3 unit that kind of assassin. And this guy didn't make it to production probably, so yeah, we only have 2 dark subcultures for now. Dark units. I took screenshots of them, like as well as screenshots of their abilities. We have a normal scout, Outrider. It still has infiltrate ability, which gives him invisibility and is basically invisible on most of the terrain in the game. Immortal, it's our tier 1 Dark Knight. Very good one. They made him good. It has less resurgence. When you win a combat, it will get resurrected with 10% of maximum hit points. So if you win combats, this unit never dies. And at the same time, it has extendable passive. When it dies, morale doesn't affect your other units so hard as normal unit dies. We have Pursuer. Pursuer, it's a tier 1 archer. It was buffed again. And actually, I like the buff. So it has optional mount, as it had before. But on top of that, it gets a free action skill that allows him to teleport 3 range. It starts on cooldown 1, so it doesn't teleport and die on the first turn. So what it does, it allows us to, like, on engage, we can teleport and basically have 3 shots instead of like 1 that we normally do. A very powerful ability on an archer. Warlock was a bit nerfed. Thunder defense and thunder resistance has 90% chance now, instead of before it was a guarantee. Exploit vulnerability, it's a passive from dark subculture. Weakening bolt looks the same. Tyrant Guard was buffed. It's now it's a solid tier 2 pike unit. It has a cool ability immobilize on his base attacks, 60% chance to inflict immobilize. Good chance for tier 2 unit. And it gets Armor of Contempt. Unit has +1 defense and 1 resistances against attack for each debuff of the attacker, which makes them super tanky. Like, if you notice it, this culture is based on applying debuffs to enemies and reduces status vulnerability, then applies debuffs. It means this tier 2 unit will be pretty tanky. I like that devs keeps buffing tier 1 and tier 2 units. Yeah, it's a good change. So, let's move to Vampire Castle special buildings. First of all, we get a new interface. We get population growing, and we get trials growing. Trials growing speed based on food income. Instead of Wizard Tower, we get Vampire Castle Foundation, which unlocks us with 2 ritual. One gives us 30 souls, other one gives us 3 trials. Looks like it's the same as Eldritch currently has. It allows us to convert souls to trials and trials to souls. On next level of our Vampire Castle, we get one more ritual called Blood Transfer Ritual. Allow us to heal our vampires, 50% maximum hit points, and heal non-vampire units. The spell might be essential because vampires do not heal on sun terrains. As well, Crypt for vampires was buffed. Vampires gain extra regeneration per world map in the domain. Vampire Castle Abatoir, it's basically a prison. Again, it was buffed for vampires. Heroes in prison can be consumed to grant experience to the heroes. Devs mentioned your Elder Vampire can consume, and at the same time, your normal vampires can consume heroes. Soul Forge was buffed again. It's basically normal forged, but it allows us to draft some units. It's Vampire Spider Hatchling, which is tier 1 spider that evolves to Vampire Spider, tier 3 Doom Bat, and Shrieking Bat. It's tier 1 and tier 2 bats, new units that are coming. As well, vampires get one more unique building to them. It's called Desecration Chambers. It allows to convert 1 province per turn to sunless terrain. So our vampires do not suffer damage penalty and healing penalty. Yeah, and here we go get a new UI. As we mentioned before in our previous stream, Painbringer is the first unit that is gonna be mythic units, and it was confirmed it's gonna get a racial tag. So all transformation will work on him. Good. As well, we got some info from devs in Discord server that some rebalance was done on Mystic and Architects. Mystic Summoning got a nerf, a well-deserved nerf. We don't know numbers, but we have a confirmation. And at the same time, Feudal had a tiny bit too, mostly the Lich Guard. Lich Guard is a busted unit that basically works as HP batteries for your heroes. Good. It deserved a nerf as well. Mystic Summoning got rebalanced a bit in this update. Should still be good at summoning, but not in the getting buffs other cannot possibly much sort away. Yeah, that was a problem with Mystic Summoning, that all Magic Origin units work 50% better, 30 to 50% better on Mystic Summoning than on any other culture. I hope they bring it to the same level now. Here goes our new tier 1 tome that focused on blood. This tier 1 tome brings us new unit, Blood Cultist, that has a whooping, 3 ability. First one is basic attack that has increased damage against number of bleed stack on target. Then there is special ability with 6 range, gain 2 blood parasite for 3 turns and 20 damage. Blood parasite, it's a passive that replaces a bleeding and count as bleeding, but it works on units that have status effect immunity bleeding. For example, elementals, undead, and many other types of units have status immunity to bleeding, but blood parasite will work on them, and it counts as bleeding for the purpose of this ability. As well, it has a sword ability. It's called Dagger of the Right. It's free action ability. The caster sustains 5 unblockable physical damage and gets 60% damage for this turn. It gains Resurgence, but dies at the end of turn. So it's kind of last stand ability. As well, devs mentioned that similar spell or ability the other dark subculture will have, but because they were developed separately, cultist and dark subculture got the same ability, but like in a different way. So we can guess that as a dark subculture will have the same ability. As well, we have minor transformation and unit enchantment from the tome. Unit enchantment works on battle mages and supports, gives us +1 physical damage, and 60% chance to inflict bleeding. And minor transformation, +5 hit points regeneration on the world map, and attack and debuff abilities ignore 1 status resistances per stack of bleeding on the target. So this tome is about bleeding, applying bleeding, and getting like all the benefits from bleeding. Good synergy. Tome of Crimson Rain. It's a new tier 4 tome that is coming. It has major transformation, Gift of the Old Blood. Unit gets undead unit time, a Life Drinker passive, and base attack have 60% chance to inflict Blood Parasites for 3 turns. Blood Parasites, it's a passive that remove corpses and give you Blood Parasite when you kill the unit. Life Drinker, so Gift of the Old Blood, it's again one more undead transformation. We already have Whiteborn, but Gift of the Old Blood is major transformation that is a bit stronger than Whiteborn because you still get hit points when the adjusted unit dies. A bit works a bit different and gain strength. But the coolest part about it is Blood Parasites. And this tome brings us a summon, Blood Exarch, which has a Parasite Cleave, deal damage to units in 1 hexagon. Cleave has Oppressing Aura. Applies Misfortune, Morale Loss, good unit. This one is about magic material. So Ors getting one more magic material. It's called Blood Glass. But as you see, to collect full elixir, Ring of Binding, you still need only 3 elements according to the UI. So you need probably 3 out of 4, any, and you will get the Ring of Binding. So new Blood Glass, when the next guy gives 20 draft, and units gain 5 hit points regeneration per world map. Good one. New Wonder, golden one, as it allows you to recruit Blood Knights from a Rally of Lieges. We get, this is actually a big change. Blood and Whip and other skirmisher weapons, probably Javelin and those throwing knives, they finally can be used on Warrior, Defender, Ranger, Battle Saint, Death Knight, and Spellblade. So before they were exclusive only to Ranger, but devs mentioned that all those weapons that like dual wielding and melee and range at the same time, they can be used by other classes too now. Good change, more diversity. New unit Doombat we're getting. It has a attack tiny, so it's harder to hit with attacks. It's a tier 1, 60 HP, 0 stats, typical tier 1 summon. Sword and Whip has 12 base attack on melee and 20 base physical range attack on with 3 range on Whip Slash. It has cooldown of 2. Could be good on Ranger that can refresh cooldowns on a kill. So Whip Lash kill, next turn Whip Lash kill. If you can manage it, it has no cooldown. I took the screenshot to show that when the battle is over, your main hero gets extra experience from combat, but it leeches from other heroes that were in the combat. In that case, it was 2 experience. New units, Shrieking Bat tier 2, 71-1, nothing special. New skeletons we're getting, Thorn Skeleton Archers. They gave a passive, Razor Thorns, melee attackers suffer a stack of bleeding. We get new society trait apex predators. Kind of interesting one. Don't know where it can be used. I took this screenshot just for fun. It's how skeletons for insects look. They basically have a separate model for them. And this screenshot was rather interesting. So what happens there? As you see, there is a enemy hero and it has exposing light ability. So currently there is nothing in the game that allows your heroes to have this ability. Exposing light is ability from a tier 3 cultural unit from high culture. It does exposing light, but finally we can get it on heroes. I guess it can be crafted on a stave, and this ability is kind of strong. It applies thunder effects, thunder resistances. So if we can get it on mage heroes, very good. And looks like we can. And last picture I wanted to show, it's we finally can have bony horses. They bring no value here, but they just look cool. So thank you guys for watching. If you notice something on the stream that I didn't, please leave a comment and we will discuss it there. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.